One thing I wanted to mention about the installation, since we're in the middle, is that the design was purposely set up so that the left side, as we're looking here, let's just start with the right side. The right side is Dorothy's black and white world. This is Kansas, this is home, this is our past. It's done in sepia tones and natural tones and black and white and grayscale. Everything along this right wall that we're looking at. And then everything along the left walls and vignettes are all Technicolor, you know, when the film went to being filmed in color. So everything on this side is a little bit more modern, a little more edgy, obviously more color, and a hopeful look at our future. This is the bewitching color wheel wall, and it has 12 different colors from Sherwin-Williams, since they provide very generously the paint for the installation. I picked colors from their latest forecast, and these are 12 for each, 5 minutes on the clock. And every 15 minutes we have what I like to call a dark neutral, and we dark neutrals because of the in honor of the witch. And then you've got these great Sherwin-Williams intense brights and saturated colors from their new line. This wall is the wall that we started with just a rainbow. It's the only thing that was on this black wall. And in chalk, in whole pieces of chalk, wrote, "You're not in Kansas anymore." Now, this is a wall I do in all of my events where people sign it as they come through and say what they think or just say hi. And the reason that we put out all these different colored chalks for people is that organically over the week of the event, the entire wall would become one giant rainbow of color, and that's what happened, so that worked. This is the room. These are the two vignettes of our witches, and we did one. We looked more at the witch's lifestyle than in her as an individual character. So we called her room "I Would Kill for Shoes," and she's just come home and sitting in a fabulous Emily's hooded canopy chair in burlap and velvet, and she's made completely out of Tootsie Rolls and black licorice for her hair. The tissue dress is reminiscent of the tissue that you find in shoe boxes, so that's why we did that, and we scattered her room with shoe boxes and got some really great homemade brooms on the wall, one flying, and this is the one she's just traveled home on, I suppose, with all her shoes after a long day of shoe nabbing. Kathleen Parker is the sculptress and local high school art teacher who did both of these witches out of candy, and must have tremendous amount of patience. This room is called "I Live My Life in a Bubble," and this is about a Midwest beauty queen that was possibly transported to Oz years before the Dorothy tornado, and she, carved out a niche for herself as the bubble queen, and she's always perfect and beautiful and all about bubbliness. Her hair is made from red licorice. Her skin and body are all pieces of bubble gum, and her dress is bubble wrap. The tiaras on the wall are for, she wins Miss Oz every year, no contest. So of course she's going to have all these tiaras. She's got a mirror. She likes to look at herself in the mirror, and we've got these great wine sphere lamps that Bobo gave me that are just a great addition to her bubbly room. She sits on a Carol Bolton chair by E.J. Victor and a Carol Bolton rug by Kaladi. In the last room, or the first room, depending on which way you come into the installation, these emerald green curtains. That's a modern peacock interpretation done in these pretty teal colors that opens up to what we call the Flying Monkey Bar, which is in post-Wizard Oz, after the wizard left and he left the lion, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow in charge, and the fashionistas left the city, and it went into sort of an emerald crumble. Cool people moved in, artists moved in, writers, and they opened a very trendy underground bar, or popular underground bar, called the Flying Monkey. So Tim Dudley, who is a graffiti artist who's done several installations for me, I asked him to depict on the walls of the Flying Monkey Bar what these three fellows would look like after they took over the city. The lion becomes a DJ, the Tin Man becomes a gay Chelsea boy, and the Scarecrow becomes a pimp, which is why he's stuffed with money instead of straw. And then we've got our Flying Monkey, who's been immortalized here with a bottle of absinthe in his hands. This is the bar for the Flying Monkey Bar, and it was an easy, cheap, cool way to make a bar. We used 300 discarded wine bottles that local restaurants gave us, and plywood, and drilled holes into the plywood and put the bottles either neck down or neck up. And then just some strings of Christmas lights behind it to give it balanced light. So that's the Oz installation. I hope you enjoyed it.